So here we are, we're in the garden again. I've said it before, this is my favourite spot, this is, and I'm a bit haloed today. The sun's just up there. It's gorgeous, it's lovely. It's summer. It certainly feels like it these days. Or what passes for summer in the UK. We do get to see some sun, not many days of it, a few. I've got my cup of tea on the go over here. I won't bother showing you. I've shown you enough times. The important thing it's coming up to the boil. I went turbo today, so I went with the petrol stove. So there you go. It's already up to boil, which is good. Cloth to take it off. Turn this thing off. There we go. So it's blowing air through, and that's when you know that one's turned off. And we'll get the hot water onto the tea bag, and we'll go on chatting with what I sort of like fancy talking about. It's a strange one, because when I was thinking about what am I going to talk about today, so much. It's really weird. Sometimes I'm struggling to think of things to even sort of mutter about, and chat to you all about. It's strange, whereas this week seems to have been a busy week, not just from work, but from personal as well. It was a lovely day, Saturday, absolutely fun, stonkingly gorgeous. Spent a bit of time doing things around the house and around the garden. Normal stuff. And then Sunday, me and the missus, we got up, and it was kind of, it's looking a bit overcast. It was looking on the app on the phone, there's a threat of rain. Okay, no worries, let's go somewhere. What the heck, throw the gear together. So there was a choice of places to go to. Then there's the gear. I could talk about some of the gear I took with me. And because I'm trying out a new bag, I've got a new camera bag. Because the previous one that I had was a Lowepro AP400 or something like that. It's old, and there's some straps going on it. And I had is it Think Tank? Something like that. I had a Think Tank, and the straps were wrong on that. Didn't feel right, so I sold it. And I picked up a new. I'd got a shoulder carry bag. But when you're climbing, walking around the hills, after a while, you kind of like, one shoulder's down here, or it's the other one, it twists your back out of them. And it's all right for short walks, but extend that over a couple of hours, it soon hurts. So I picked up another backpacking one, but I didn't want just a photography bag. I wanted a bag which was capable of carrying gear. So got the Lowepro Trek AW. I'll dig that in, because this isn't going to be about that. But I threw all my gear in there, and it's a good bag, comfortable. And I know it was comfortable because we went for a lovely walk. And we went over to Church Stretton, which is a village on the west side of Birmingham. I live on the east, of course. West Midlands, East Birmingham. It messes with my head sometimes, that does. I don't know why. Every time somebody goes, "You're in the West Midlands," I keep thinking it should be over the west side of Birmingham, whatnot. Anyway, that's beside the point. It's over the other side of the city from where I live. It's about, the quickest way there was to jump on the M6, run across there, up the M54, along the A5 until you get to sort of like Shrewsbury, and then once you get to Shrewsbury, you take sort of like turning south, and you get to Church Stretton. Church Stretton's a village, and it's kind of, why on earth would you go there? But Church Stretton sits on a piece of escarpment, and that's what it is. It's an escarpment, it's a limestone escarpment called the Long Mynd, and it's beautiful. And right out of the sort of centre of Church Stretton, is a road which leads up into a valley, and the valley is called the Carding Mill Valley. And nowadays it's a National Trust property, which means that they own, manage and look after the property and make sure it's in a good condition, and ready to accept visitors. And if we'd have thought about it, we'd have known that was not the place to go on any form of day which is warm and sensible. And the reason being is it's exceedingly popular. The crowds. Now, we turned up on a Sunday, which was overcast, warm but overcast, and potentially threatening some rain. And the car parks were at least half to three-quarters full. And the car parks aren't big car parks, they're just parking bays along the side of a road that runs up this valley. And there were various families all parked up there, and the kids were out and they were playing in the river stream that runs down the middle of Carding Mill Valley. And they were having great fun, and it was noisy and it was crowded. And as we arrived, it was kind of like, ooh, okay, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. And I had a chat with the security. Well, I say security, it's the welcoming people. Not so much security. They just check your membership card and show you how to use the card meter to get your parking ticket if you remember. If not, they'll take the parking fee off of you. I think it was £8 for the day for non-members. We're members. I renewed our membership earlier in the year. I do like to do that occasionally. I think people like the National Trust, and there's another organisation, the English Heritage, and of course you've got the Scottish and Welsh versions of those, do a fantastic job of looking after our wild areas and monuments, historical monuments. And English Heritage has a different set to the ones that National Trust do. I think English Heritage are the ones that look after Warwick Castle, which is an old medieval castle here, not far. And they also look after places like Stonehenge. National Trust tend more to have wild places in some areas. They've got swathes of the national parks, and then they've got various different sort of old houses that they look after in estates. Like one of them is the back-to-backs in Birmingham. It's some old Victorian, maybe even Edwardian houses, and they've preserved them in the way that they would have been lived in at the time they were built. And it's just looking after our history, and they do a fantastic job. But my point is, I was talking to the people because I'd forgotten my membership card, and I just wanted to prove that I was a member. I got an email, I could prove that I was a member, and they were happy to let us park up as members for free. And I said, it was busy yesterday. It was kind of like it was hell on earth. And the sun had brought absolutely everybody out, and they even had to open up the overflow car parks and stuff like that to cope with the crowds. I'm so glad we didn't go on the Saturday. Ooh, that's yeah. But the point of this, and the reason mentioning the backpack, was that we went there not to just hang around in the valley itself. It was to go and have a walk. And I looked at the OS map, and I was like, oh, there's a waterfall here, light source waterfall. Let's go up there. It's waymarked, easy to find. If you don't find it, there's something wrong. It's so easy to find. And we took our hike up there, new backpack on, new boots. I mean, they're not that new, they're looking a bit more worn and beaten now. Yeah. Well, I say worn and beaten, it's just the weatherproofing waxing that I put on them, so it's all dusty, and we need some rain to go and walk in to wash them all off and save me a job. Trying out this backpack, while it carries a ton of stuff, yeah, it's a day sack. It wouldn't do for me for trekking, you know, with a tent or tarp, overnight sleeping bags. It ain't got that much space in it. But no, we went walking. We found light source. I told you it's not hard to find. You know, there's a signpost. The first signpost is right by the car park, yeah, and it tells you light source waterfall, 40 minutes. I think we did it in about 25, maybe 30 minutes at tops. Yeah. And we got up there, and there was people up there, of course. It was a busy day, but it wasn't so bad up there. And I took a couple of pictures, a couple of photographs, and one of the things that I'm trying desperately to learn is to slow down. I always, for some reason, feel a bit rushed sometimes. Yeah? I really do need to slow down. And I got a couple of nice photographs. Composition was okay. The lighting was reasonable. The focus stinks. And just like last week, on this video, I managed to focus on this wall because of the way I'd got the camera settings. I changed that this week. I spot focused it right in the centre because I am sitting right in the centre of my camera scene. Why do I want it auto-focusing all around me? I don't. So this week, spot focus right on me. But I messed up the focus. And because I was feeling rushed, yeah, hello B, because I was feeling rushed, I don't know why I felt rushed, but I did. Yeah, I wanted to move on. Yeah? I didn't check the back of the camera, which is one of the beauties of digital over old film days. In the old film days, you had to trust that you got it right. Yeah, I still like to work to getting it right in camera, but I like the ability to be able to check in camera to go, yeah, okay, that's all cool. Yeah? And the light might not look brilliant in the camera, yeah, because I protect the highlights, so sometimes it looks a bit muddy in camera. But by the time I finished with it in the software, it's brought it back, and before anybody says anything, yeah, but you're messing with the picture, it should be done all 100% in the camera. It was never all done 100% in the camera before. Yeah, we did dodging and burning in the Lightroom. Yeah, that's where the techniques come from. So I do that. Yeah. I rushed it, and my first two shots of the day are two slightly blurred, out of focus photographs of a waterfall. Yeah. We moved on, we pressed around the corner. There was a lone tree up on the top of a hill I took a picture of. The first couple I took of that, because I tried it from a couple of different angles. First angle was from right out of the valley, right up into the sky. It was mediocre. I was trying an idea that I've seen other photographers do. My rendition was yeah. My third picture of it was a bit further up one of the side valleys. We came off the path and we found somewhere to sit down and have a cup of tea. Yeah. Trusty old cup of tea. And that one was much better. Lighting was great. Now I'm going to put these probably here, yeah, or maybe fill the screen. Pause the sound. I'm playing, of course. And yeah, it was good. Yeah, but it wasn't brilliant, but it was good. And there's some nice shapes in it. Yeah, and I hope you see them. So comments below if you, whenever I put my photographs in there, but feel free to comment below on what you think of them. I'm getting bolder. You know, I never used to show my photographs to people, and the fact that I've moved in, progressed into talking to you guys, and not just talking to you, but letting you see me. Okay, it's working out. It's making my confidence improve slightly. So, and then we moved on from there, and I took a couple of others, and then we continued working around. And rather than going back down the main track, because a light source waterfall branches off the main valley out of the carding mill, and rather than looping round out the top and coming straight back down, continued around further and came down across the top of the hills, past the side of a golf course. Yes, a golf course on the top of the Long Mint. It's there. It looks rather nice, well tended, well groomed. If I still played golf, I'd probably try and find out how much it would be for a round there. Not cheap, I'm sure. But yeah, followed that around, dropped down off the hill, and of course the hills there are steep, and that bit steep. You can tell I haven't been hill walking properly with a backpack on, with sensible weight in it for some time, and just running and biking has been my fitness for a while. I snagged a bit of a muscle in my leg, it's aching. Yeah, the rest of my legs ache a little bit. That was a good walk, and we only did just over 3.5, coming on 4 miles, maybe a bit more than that. No killer pace because I kept stopping with the camera, so it kind of skews the figures on your old Strava. I mean, I can look it up on Watch if I wanted to, but I won't. And yeah, we wrapped around, and we got back to the car, and it was kind of like, oh, wouldn't it be great now to find a country pub and have half a Guinness each? Yeah. And we went back into the church Stretton itself, and we couldn't see anything open. Yeah. The place looked ghost townish. Yeah. It was dead. Oh, it's a Sunday. It was 5 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, it was surprising. And then it was kind of like, well, I had to be back here for sort of early evening to do a piece of work that I'd planned and hadn't thought about it when I'd planned it. So it kind of cut short the day, and we ended up coming straight home, because even though we looked at various pubs on the way past, on the way back, there was nothing obviously open, and nothing obviously they don't make it easy with the car park signage, to say this is the pub car park, pull in here. It's this car, this is the pub car park. You've driven past it, and you can't go too slow because you have some idiot sitting right on your backside. So you kind of have to stick at the mark paces. And it was just a bit frustrating, but it was good. We came back and settled into a nice evening, a quiet evening. But it left me feeling today when I came to talk, what do I talk about? I've got the day. I wanted to talk about the backpack, even though I never said I would do reviews. There's the backpack. There's the boots I want to talk about. The tea gear went into the backpack. Now, you've seen me all using my tea gear, but I've got a new way of packing it. I get absolutely everything into 2 pouches. So the pouch for the tin that I boil the water up in, and the pouch for my alcohol stove, and a water bottle. Yeah, fantastic. Which means it's easy to carry. Yeah. So there's that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, and I did a little bit on mapping last week. Yeah, I could have done a bit more gym wagging about that. There's the National Trust of English Heritage and the other societies that are around this wonderful green land of ours. Yeah, I could have talked about those a bit more detail. I think I'm going to have to. I'll have to revisit some of these. Problem is, I'll have other adventures between now and then. So that's the way it goes. Yeah, and I've already recorded sort of 22 minutes of me rabbiting, you listening to me ramble again. This is my channel name, of course. Yeah, Martin Edward, Rambling Man. I ramble, not just on my feet, but with my words as well. That's why I picked it. Anyway, yeah, with me realising how long I've spent running on this, yeah, I'm going to wind it down and sign off. I'm going to put a clip on the end of this. Yeah. Let me know what you think. Yeah. Again, comments down below. Yeah. All the usual YouTubey stuff now. Comments below, subscribe, hit the bell icon. You'll get notifications when this comes up. Even though everybody who's following me at the moment knows I do my best. I'm not going to guarantee it, but I do my best to get it Wednesday morning, 8 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, that's UK local time. So I'm going to love you all and leave you. I hope you have a good week, whatever it is you manage to do. I hope the weather stays fine and fabulous. And if it doesn't, you still have fun in the rain. Lots of love. Ta-da.